Hi, folks. I'm Darin Holden, Executive Director of Camp Anokijig, and I'm coming to you today from high above Little Elkhart Lake's waters in the new Centennial Lodge. Now, I've been saying all year, I'm so excited that it's finally here. And I don't mean just this building. I mean the summer of 2025. This has been our 100th season of camping here at Camp Anokijig. It's hard to believe that it's almost true, that we're almost through this historic summer. But we are. We just had week 8 of 9 weeks. We had great weather. We had a great Western day. And once again, the camp gold was saved and the bandits were run out of town. So this week's campers are just diving into the last days of activities here. The Friday beach party will be this afternoon and the final campfire and then the award ceremony. Then they'll pack up to head home tomorrow morning. So as they end their session, now it's time to welcome your camper to the last session of 2025, our session 9. Now, our theme day for this week is Time Travel Day. So bring your favorite bling from historic to futuristic, and we're going to celebrate all of that time. A great way to end our 100th season. Fact is, you'll be able to leave your mark on camp by adding to our 100th season time capsule. We're going to actually put a time capsule on the ground with a bunch of stuff and open it 25 years from now. It's going to be a great day, going to be a great way to end up our summer of 2025 and for us to start looking forward to the next 100 summers that we can have camp at Anokijig. So we're excited. We're anxiously waiting for your child to arrive to have this last outrageously fun week at summer camp. Now, if you're a returning camper, you can expect that the check-in experience is going to be very much the same as it was last year, with the addition of a few improvements that we've been able to make that kind of speeds up the line as you're coming in for the actual check-in. Now, if you're new to Anokijig, or if you need a refresher on this, I'm going to ask you to keep watching this video, and I'm going to go through all the details so you know what to expect. Now, before I get to that, though, I would like to take a moment to reflect on, it's been a challenging summer in the camping community. Early this summer, the tragedy in Texas with the flooding and the loss of life down there and the camp being hit, it's a hard one for camp folk to stomach. Our hearts and minds have been with those people all through the summer, and we can't imagine having that happen at your camp. So hopefully you're keeping them in your minds and prayers and in your heart as we go through our time. But it also, of course, has made parents going to any camp question what are the emergency plans for the camp that their child's going to. And here at Anokijig, we do have some very extensive plans and trainings that we do to handle weather emergencies. And if you're interested in finding out more about that, we'd ask you to watch there's another video that I made that's in the email that you just got. And that video goes through all those specific details. Fact is, the reason we have the building I'm sitting in was for a storm shelter space so that we could get all 500 people in all at once. And we were able to, we had the occasion to use it just a few weeks ago because we had some tornadoes in the area, and it worked incredibly well. So take a look at that. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. So now if you think you've got the details of check-in down, you got that all in hand, now feel free to click over to your favorite kitten YouTube video, and we'll see you on Sunday. Otherwise, if you want to learn the details, stay tuned, and I'll take you all through them. Okay, so if you're still with me, let's talk check-in. If your child is riding a bus, the email you got this video from is going to have departure times for your stop. We'd ask you to arrive about 15 minutes earlier than that time so we can get you all checked in and loaded and still keep the camp bus on schedule. Now, you're going to be either looking for a big yellow school bus that's got an Anokijig sign, or you're going to have a mini bus, kind of like a shuttle bus from airport, that's all decked out with Anokijig logos. The staff on the bus will have labels to mark your camper's luggage. They'll collect any of the last paperwork and fees and medications, and if you need to still put in a trading post deposit, you can do that there. And then they'll head down the road to get to Anokijig to start their experience. If you're bringing your child to camp, in the email that you got, you'll see an arrival check-in window time, basically. What we've done is we split the camp population into 3 big groups. So we've got a few sections coming at each time period, at about a 30-minute slot. And that way we're spreading out so that all 350 kids aren't showing up at once. Now, hopefully that'll make your check-in experience a little more pleasant and quicker. We ask that you don't arrive earlier than your time slot. However, if you do have multiple campers, do bring them to the earliest time slot, and all your campers will still be able to check in at that time. The parking is a premium here, so the schedule has been designed to get a certain number of cars in and out without having a big traffic jam. So if you do happen to arrive early, the travel goes quicker than you thought. We've got a little temporary parking lot kind of halfway through the check-in process that we'll have you hang out in until a space clears in your camper's designated parking area. Now, when you come to camp, right on the camp road, you're going to be met by a camp staff member that's going to put a sign on your windshield that indicates your child's living section. And they'll put another if you have medications that you're going to need to turn in. It's there at that road stop that people with the clipboards are going to officially check you into camp. If you've got all your paperwork and your fees all in, you're going to receive what we call the golden ticket. Now, sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's orange, sometimes it's red. But that you're going to present to the staff in the living sections to signify that you are ready to move in. Now, if you don't have everything in, if you're missing something in that registration world, they're going to put a little white placard on your window, and that's going to help the parking attendants as you move through camp to point you towards the deck of Centennial Lodge. And that's where our office staff will be, that you can complete that paperwork, get it all checked out, and then receive your golden ticket to head into the sections. Now, do note that if you've turned in that missing paperwork after 2 p.m. today on Friday, the office staff will not have had a chance to verify the information and make sure it's in all the places it needs to be. So it may still show up as missing at that road check-in. If that happens, we ask you to make that quick stop at the registration table, and we'll make sure it's all set and get you on your way. We promise it'll be really quick. Now, after that road check-in for everybody proceeds through the main parking lot, where you'll be directed either to your child's sectional drop-off parking area, or again to Centennial Lodge if you have medications to turn in. The nurse's station this year is right at the base of the lodge, right off the parking lot. The parking folks will have you get a parking spot there where you can take your meds, talk to the nurse, turn it all in, get it all done. Now, a reminder about the meds, though, you need to make sure you bring them in the original prescription bottle or the original store-bought bottles. No pre-sorted containers or pill organizers. Unfortunately, the state doesn't let us allow to dispense out of those. After you take care of that, you're going to head to your camper's parking area. For everybody, when you get to your camper's parking area, there'll be a staff member there that'll direct you to a luggage trailer or a box, a big holding area for your child's sections. And you can put the bulk of your luggage there if you'd like. On the back of that section sign, once you take that with you, there's going to be a map of camp. We're going to ask that you gather your child's bedding and swimwear, so pack those separately. And then you're going to proceed to walk to their living section. The rest of your luggage will follow later, unless you'd like to go ahead and skip that process and carry it all with you. You can feel free to do that also. Now, when you get to that living section, you're going to meet your child's staff. You're going to exchange any information you'd like to tell them about, and you're going to help set up their bed. Here's the tough part, though. Then you need to say your goodbyes and load up for a safe ride home. To alleviate traffic and parking issues, and to allow the camp orientation to get off and running and get the kids into program. It's really important for parents to make that stay in the section pretty brief, 5-10 minutes, and then load up for a safe ride home. I know that's kind of the toughest part. That allows the kids to get right into their camp program. Now, during this whole process, the camp trading post, our camp store, is going to be open. It's in the main parking lot, little log cabin there. And you can stop there to shop if you want or make a deposit to your child's account. But we do ask that if you choose to do that, leave your car parked in that parking area for your living section and walk there. That area is very congested and it's tough to park any more cars there. You can also call our office today before 5 if you want to make a deposit and take care of it then. Now, when you go to leave camp, we want you to take that window sign you've been carrying around with you, and on the back of it, you're going to find some important information. First important information is pickup time for next Saturday. We do that in two ways, one at 9 to 9:30 and one at 9:30 to 10. That time, we're going to have the kids and all their stuff already in that parking area. Might be a different parking area, but when you come in, you'll be directed there, and you'll be able to pick them up very quickly. We're going to also send you out an email remind you of that time at the end of the session. It's usually going to be late on Thursday, early Friday. Also on that sheet are the instructions on how to use the Bunk One email service so you can send quick letters back and forth to your campers, and how to get to the photo site. Now, a word about the photos. Since we're way back in the woods, our internet is always a challenge. Uploading photos takes lots of bandwidth. It will often take us up to a week or more to get all the photos that we want to get up on that site there. It should not be an expectation that you're going to see daily pictures of your child on the Bunk One photo site. We'll try, but I would not count on that. We do try to post a small number of photos each day on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want a more frequent snapshot of what's going on in camp, that's going to be your best source for that. Now, our biggest concern has always been your camper's safety and their positive experience. Having come through the pandemic a few years ago where we ran camp totally differently and had to jump through all sorts of hoops, we learned, the biggest thing we learned from that is that stressing coming to camp healthy is the key to that effort. We're glad we can run camp back as it was meant to be before what we did before the pandemic. But to do that, we need to have healthy kids. And to this end, we're counting on you to be the most responsible of parents. We'd like you to do just the same thing that they asked you to do, your daycare or your elementary school asked as your kids have been growing up. And what did they say? If your child was showing symptoms, if they had a fever, if they were sick, keep them home. Keep them home and let them recover, and then they can come back in. So in our case, if your camper has been sick here today on Friday or Saturday, give us a call. Give us a call and let us know. And maybe you can arrange to have them come on Monday or on Tuesday after those symptoms have passed and after they're not infectious anymore. Let us know. We'll try to arrange something else. Now, I know that's a challenge. I know that that's a tough call to ask your child to delay or not come to camp because they're sick. But we really need your help in that effort so we can make sure that camp can be safe and healthy for all the staff and all the campers. So, look forward to seeing you here on Sunday, ready for great adventures, outrageous fun, and the experiences of a lifetime. We're going to end this summer off with a bang. Yeah, until then, drive safe. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me at camp. Our phone number is 920-893-0782. And the email that you got these email from is actually mine. And I do monitor it over the weekend, so if you got questions that pop up, feel free to shoot me a message, and I'll try to help you out before you get here. So, again, see you real soon. And as we say at camp, Rick Tick.